VSR, Charles, they'll be full-time drivers as soon as the seat comes up / next season. So yeah, all good.
Keep an eye on that,
There you
then.
go. That helps you.
That's good to know.
Alright, we're live, fellas.
We are live. Okay then, welcome along everyone to round 9 of the ILR1 season here from the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. And once again, I've got Jamie Mubara alongside me. Jamie, looking forward to things here at the home of British Motorsport.
Oh yes, I love this track, Silverstone. It's going to be a very interesting one to watch. I know we have a lot of new drivers today, a lot of quick drivers. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they mix it up with the front runners, you know, like Michael and Lewis up on the grid. I know we've got, what is his name? Jack Lacey. Apparently he's very, very quick, is what I've been told by Jack. Almost on beast fastest pace. So I don't know if he has to start from the back of the grid, because he's new. But it'll be very interesting to see how he handles today in ILR1.
Well, I've seen him in a few other leagues as well, and I know that he's quite flexible. So keep an eye and see what he can do. But we'll keep an eye on with the cars coming out then for qualifying here at the British Grand Prix. Jamie, a track that I enjoy. You say you enjoy it as well.
Oh yeah.
Have you got a favourite corner? Where does it really hook up for you? Where do you enjoy most?
Honestly, I think my favorite corner now is Cops. Just because you can actually take it flat out in qualifying. That's ridiculous. You don't even have to let off for anything. Just full throttle around that corner. It's like, yeah, it's one of those things. It's like living life on the edge. You know, if you put one wheel on the curb, you're in the wall. But you know, it's one of those corners where you gotta attack it with absolute maximum, everything you got. And that's why it's one of my favorite corners of the track.
Yeah, it really is a cracking corner. I mean, I personally am one of the traditionalists. I love Maggots and Beckett's. You just cannot beat that. It is absolutely brilliant in these cars. And of course, as you say, Cops Corner flat out as well. It really does test the drivers because it's not a clean cut flat out corner, Jamie, isn't it? It's not like Eau Rouge or something like that where you can take it flat without any problems. You need to get it spot on, don't you? If you don't get the line right, as you say, you don't go flat through there.
Yeah, it's one line. Only one line can take you flat out of that corner. If you don't nail it, you can end up on that AstroTurf, and that can really ruin your lap or your car.
Yeah, absolutely. So
on board with Michael here.
Frisky CJ about to start a flying lap. You're seeing Michael. What's Michael doing? Let's have a look.
Michael making his way through, heading onto the Wellington Straight just now. Car looks planted. Wow, jeez.
Out on a flying lap, and of course, he's picked up his season all of a sudden, Jamie, hasn't he?
Oh,
After
yeah.
what was really a poor start, he's really kicked on. He won in Canada, didn't he? And I'm pretty sure he won in Austria as well. So Michael really lifting the bar up in the last few weeks to try and take that World Championship battle to the likes of Lewis, who has been imperious at times this season. He's been superb, hasn't he, Jamie? He really has upped his game. And can you see anyone challenging Lewis for that title as the season goes on? I mean, is Michael leaving it too late, do you think? Or what do you think?
I think Michael's left it too late, because we're halfway through the season now. It's going to take an absolute disaster from Lewis for Michael, and Michael, you know, to get on it, you know, to take it to Lewis. He needs to start winning more and more races and being up there consistently. Lewis needs to start putting in a bit more disasters, but I mean, no, we're halfway through the point of the season, so I don't know, it'll be close to Cole, man. I don't know, I still think it's really in Lewis's control.
Well, we'll keep an eye and have a look, but let's have a quick look at the driver standings at the moment. As I said, before we do, we'll keep an eye on Michael and see what kind of time he can do as he comes through the final corner of Club up towards the line. What's he going to do? A 26.9 to open the account for the weekend by Michael, and Nowick's only gone 5,000 slower, and such is the tight nature of the field in ILR1. I'm not even slightly surprised. Shimasi 2/10 away, Brady a full second shy, Frisky CJ up to the line, and he is 7/10 away from the pole position time. But yeah, let's have a quick look at those driver standings. It is Lewis on top with 109 points, Michael in second with 88 points, so he's not miles back, but it is going to be very difficult to close that kind of gap on someone like Lewis. Cliffy is third with 82 points, Little Blocks 4, 75 points, then a big gap back to Gonan N in 5th with 54, It's Me is 6th with 49, Falcon with only 43 points. That's such a poor total for someone of such great pace. Shimasi in 8th with 36, Frisky CJ 9th with 36, and Matt Tibbles rounding out the top 10 with 28. A quick word then, Jamie, on Falcon. I mean, what's going on there? We know how quick he is, we know what he's capable of. Why, oh why, is he struggling so much when it comes to getting a result on race day?
I don't know, he doesn't seem to be a very smart driver. I mean, I don't know, some of the mistakes he makes, it's really beginning to be a lot, you know? It's really beginning to hurt him. I mean, he's probably, if not on his day, the fastest on the grid, in my opinion. And he's just nowhere to be seen, man. He's always making mistakes, you know. spinning out, crashing, stuff like you just don't see very often from any of these other top tier drivers, and that's why I don't think he'll ever really properly fight for a championship, just because it just can't be consistent.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out and see if in the second half of the season he can lift that. But interestingly, Lewis, Jimmy, has gone within 600ths of that time by Michael. So Michael at the moment on top with that 126.9, Nowak second, Lewis third, Gordon then slotting into fourth. So already, look at that, the top 8 cars separated by around 0.4 of a second. So really tight in the early exchanges. Have we got anyone out there on the track at the moment? Bugatti round the final corner, up to the line, and he goes 12th quickest, that does Bugatti. Most drivers out there, interestingly, Jamie, on the super soft, everyone but Little Blocks. And Cliffy, what's going on there? Why is he not qualified? Has he got a ban or something? Or I don't know what's happened there. Did he crash?
I don't remember him getting a ban, but I don't know, because he shouldn't have. I don't know. He has retired though in the pits. He didn't leave, I don't think.
Okay. Well, strange one there to have Cliffy out of the running, as Bulletproof is on and out. Let's keep an eye on him and see if he can maybe get himself on the radar as the season goes on, because he has not been involved at the front at all season. In fact, it's showing here that he's not scored a single point. So can Bullet maybe kick himself into gear? Also, a quick mention for Phil Bardwell. He's swapped with Brandon in ILR1. So Phil always won for a challenge. Phil loves a challenge. Brandon maybe not so. I felt he was out of his depth in ILR1, despite some solid performances, of course, from Brandon. But of course, he decided to move down to ILR2, and Phil, who isn't even that quick in ILR2, he hasn't been up the front constantly in ILR2, he loves a challenge, and Phil says, you know what, stick me in there and we'll see how I go. So we'll keep an eye on how Phil Bardwell gets on, currently 13th quickest at the moment, around 1.1 from the pole. But let's do a lap on board with Bulletproof as he comes round that final corner of Club now, up towards the start-finish line, and here we go, we're about to start his first flying lap of the session, now down into Abbey, high speed, one of the fastest opening corners on the Formula 1 calendar, through turn 2 and then down into the loop section. Tricky braking point, 80 miles an hour through there, down through the gears, back end sliding as he goes through the loop, and then onto the throttle, Jamie, down that Wellington straight, and we should see a few overtaking opportunities come the end of that straight in the Grand Prix, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the shorter ones. I still feel like we'll see a bit more on the back straight just because it's easy to go around the outside. This corner I find it specifically difficult to overtake after that straight because you can either hold it around the outside, but it's awkward to get like a move down the inside, if that makes sense, because of the nature of the corner. So we will see a couple moves there, but not as many as we'll see on the main straight.
Yeah, it's also quite a shallow braking zone, isn't it? It's not a heavy braking zone.
It's not a heavy braking zone.
Yeah. Very tricky, and it's a gradual braking zone too. It's into a sweeping left-hander, so it won't be easy as we now watch Bullet go through Maggots and Beckett's, and then the back end stepping out there. The front just does not want to turn anymore. He gets fed up going through all that loading through Maggots and Beckett's, and it gets a rest on the exit of Chapel, down the hangar straight towards Stowe, another place where we will see some overtaking. And if you can't get it done here, his Bullet runs very wide, maybe down into Vale, probably one of the heaviest braking zones on the racetrack. So through Vale and now into Club, and what is Bullet going to do on his opening run of the section? It might be his only run, you know, up to the line, and he goes 13th, just ahead of his good friend Phil Partswell by around a 10th of a second. What about It's Me? He's also out there, so both Haas drivers, Bullet and It's Me, leaving their lates a little bit later, Jamie, out of sync with everyone else. Why do you think that is? Perhaps just to get away from the traffic?
Probably to get away from traffic. That's the easiest way to get away from traffic. I think that's the only benefit though, because there's not going to be as much rubber on the track as people who do their lap in the final minute. But it's just probably, you know, to not be distracted by any cars and have a clean and open track.
Well, here goes It's Me around the final corner. Can he make use of that lack of traffic? He can move up into the top 10, but look at that, Jamie. He's only 10th quickest, but look at that, only 6/10 away from the pole time. And once again, ILR1 proving to be as closely contested as ever. The top 14 drivers all within a second as all the drivers start their outlaps. We've got Michelangelo about to wind one up. We've got Lewis still in the pits, Nowak still in the pits. We await their arrival on the racetrack for a late run. We've got Falcon on one, Jimmy's telling me. Where is Falcon? I can't find him.
17th.
There he's down the bottom of the screen. 17th, no time on the board yet. So Falcon coming out of the loop section and down that Wellington straight he goes. And will we see some action in the race tomorrow? I'm sure we will. And I wonder if the rain could play a factor in the race tomorrow, Jamie. Quite possibly. The fact that so many drivers have chosen the super soft, Jamie, suggests to me that we might have rain at the start. I'm only suggesting, I'm only guessing. I don't know that for sure. I'm only presuming as Bullet has crashed at the final corner. How has he done that there? No idea. But back to Falcon, who is on those super soft tyres and heading down towards Maggots and Beckett's at 200 miles an hour. They're close to those corners. The backhead all over the place. The Williams not wanting to step at all through there, Jamie, was it?
Wow, that was a bit scary to watch. I'll tell you that much. But I don't know if that's a good time. He seemed to be off in the middle sector. That was he took up so well, and then he just ruined his lap coming through Maggots. That's scary. That's scary.
Yeah, he nailed Cops, absolutely, and then it all just started to slip away from him. Has the lap time slipped away from him? No, up to the line goes Falcon.
Oh, no.
Maybe not! 1:26.8 to go quickest of all, and meanwhile, Michael's going for a spin on his latest lap. So there you go, he spins in the same area of the racetrack where Falcon threatened to spin. Only this time, the great God couldn't hold it, and Falcon snatches a pole that didn't look likely on his lap. Nowhere, trying to look for space, and it's all coming alive at the end of the session. Lewis about to wind one up, but Falcon delivering right at the very end, Jimmy. Where did that come from?
That was an insane lap.
Mental final sector.
That was an insane lap. Jeez.
Oh, I'm watching Gordon in, Jamie, and he is absolutely on it through Maggots and Beckett's, particularly Beckett's. He was on rails through there, and here comes the force in there towards the end of the lap. Can Gordon move up towards pole? What's the lap time going to be? Is it going to be quick enough? Here we go, Gordon down to the final couple of corners, currently sixth fastest,
done.
only 2.5 tenths away, and this has looked very tidy in the latter stages of the lap. Gordon for the line, and he stays sixth quickest. No improvement. Zera Mercedes going again, Lewis going again, Nowak as well. Michael, believe it or not, has got life in those tyres to try once more. So Michael tries again, as Zera Mercedes just about clears Falcon. Going through Cop's corner, trying to find someone who's furthest round the lap. We've got Shimasi, Jamie, in stow. The Ferrari flag's fluttering down there. Can the prancing horse move up from 8th position? 4 tenths away from pole at the moment. Jack Lacey has moved up into 4th place with a late effort. Good Bugatti's now gone 8th quickest and seen the flag. What about Shimasi? Round the final corner. Up to the line goes Shimasi. And he goes 8th quickest. Zera Mercedes now in the final couple of corners. The times are coming thick and fast here in qualifying.
Brady snatched the pole.
26.7. Wow, Brady delivering an absolute belter.
Oh, second.
Second for Lewis. We still wait for Nowak. And we wait for Michael. Nowak's going to see the flag before Michael. Checkered flag
The lap
for most
is done.
drivers. Here comes Nowak. He's backed out of it. So all about Michael then. Final corner. Can Michael put himself back on top in the UK? No, he cannot.
He can't.
He's only 4th quickest. And that, Jamie, has come to me as a bit of a surprise. VSR Brady on pole position. Your thoughts on that?
Wow. You know, the way he was driving in Austria, it was quite rapid, I'll say that much. So maybe I shouldn't have expected it. You know, I just probably forgot, but he's a quick guy. But look how close those gaps are between, like, literally 1st to, like, 10th. I mean, one tiny mistake, you could be anywhere from, like, pole to, like, anywhere in the non-existent positions, mate. A 10th between the top 3.
10th in the top 3 and 8 tenths, 6 tenths between the top 13 cars. That is incredible.
That's
and
ridiculous.
That just shows you the kind of work that ILR have been doing to try and work with the tiers in PS4 and make it as tight as they can, and that is ridiculous. But it's VSR Brady who was in the headlines, some for the good reasons, Jamie, and some for all the wrong reasons in Austria. Some good moves, some not so good. Has stolen the headlines on Saturday here today with a pole position. So the Irishman on top, Jamie. And I have to say, that is a bit of a surprise for me. But there you go. The British Grand Prix, short qualifying. It's VSR Brady on pole for Mercedes, a 1 minute 26.7 with that late effort. Lewis went second. He couldn't do it. Get that car on pole. Toro Rosso 1 tenth away. Falcon third, also a 10th away in the Williams. Then it was Michael in 4th. Nowak 5th. Jack Lacey 6th. Zera Mercedes 7th. Gordon as 8th. Shimasi 9th. And Bugatti in 10th. Matt Tibbles 11th. Calic 12th. Charles is 13th. It's 14th for it's me. Michael Block's 15th. Frisky CJ in 16th. But yeah, Jamie, exciting stuff. And the fact that they were all on those tyres, I think, says to me there might be some rain coming here.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a dark one here. Actually, it's not as bright as it was in qualifying. So That's gonna be interesting. I wonder if there is rain forecasted.
Well, we're in the dark with that one. That is one that we just do not have a clue about, unfortunately. But we'll keep an eye out as we get ready for the start of the race. But certainly everyone in the top 10, Jamie, they're going to have to start on those super soft tyres. We will keep an eye and see if anyone outside the top 10 fancies the medium compound or the soft compound. I mean, obviously I would think they would, but particularly if there's anyone in the medium and there's maybe some rain coming on later on the Grand Prix. But with this British weather, Jamie, we know what it's like. You never know.
You never know. Exactly.
But yeah, it's going to be an interesting race, and yeah, that was so tight in qualifying, as usual, that you can never predict a winner. You can never predict a pole time, and there you go. VSR Brady pops up. He was fighting in the midfield last week. This week he's on pole position, Jamie. Yeah,
I think this time it'll help him out as long as he doesn't try to do some Slate 2 stuff or anything like that. He should be good. But yeah, he's quick. He's quick. This is gonna be interesting to see how he pans out in the race when he's up front.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it should give us some electrifying racing if we continue what we've seen in the midfield of Lewis and Falcon and Michael all get involved. But I think it's got the makings for an ILR Classic. So if you're watching, give your friends a shout. Tell them to come along and watch, because I think this is going to be a brilliant race. I certainly believe, Jamie, that the top four, we all know how capable they are of competing at the front. And I expect it to be between those four. Perhaps Nowak, but we'll have to wait and see. And we don't know what the weather's going to do. So anyone outside the top 10 going long could bring himself into play should there be rain early on, or sorry, around their pit stop, I should say, for those soft and mediums. But let's just give you another rundown. It is Brady on top on super softs, Lewis second, super softs, Falcon, Michael, Nowak top 5. Then it's Jack Lacey, Zena Mercedes, gone and Shimasi and Bugatti running out the top 10. All top 10 drivers start on the tyres they qualified on, which of course was those super softs. Then outside the top 10 you've got Matt Tibos, Calic, Charles, it's me. That's 11th down to 14th, all on the soft compound tyre. We'll see how their races go. Lickle Blocks has gone for the super softs in 15th place, and once again, as he does every week, like tradition, gets himself disqualified on the parade lap. Frisky CJ is 16th, the only man in the field to go mediums, so we'll see how he goes. He might get himself onto the podium later on, Jamie. We can listen to him throwing his beef about, giving everyone beef to chew on, as he always seems to do. Bulletproof 17th, 18th Philip Bardwell, and 19th Cliffy. Those three also on the soft compound tyres. Jamie, I've got to ask you now, can you predict a winner from this point?
I'd like to say Lewis still. I'd like to say Lewis, but like Brady, I don't know, man. I don't know how he drives in the open air. So I guess we'll find out, right? We're about to find out.
Wait and see. We are indeed about to find out as the cars come round to line up on the grid. And Brady has absolutely launched it, hasn't he, on this parade lap? He's not hanging about. He wants to get this race.
Gonna have some cold tires.
So the Irishman pulls onto the grid, and yes, Jimmy, you would think have cold tires, and all the cars line up as we get ready for the start of the British Grand Prix, round 9 of the championship. The clouds are bubbling above us. Will we see rain today?
It's getting dark.
It is getting dark, and you know what? I don't think we need any rain to spice this race up, but if it comes, well, the drivers will have to deal with it. So here come the lights. The 5 red lights are going on. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone, and ILR1 is go! Lights out, and away they go. And it's Brady leading for pole. Lewis with a bit of a tardy start. A lot of wheel spin as they go into turn 1. It looks to me like Brady is going to hold on, but Lewis is coming back. Side by side they will go in towards the loop section. And as Lewis got the jump, he has been. Falcon comes steaming in, hits him off the track. Crazy attack from Falcon, and in the end, the two of them tangle. What was that from Falcon? Far too hot on the brakes, and Brady has got away with one, Jamie.
That was way too silly from Falcon. I think the fact that they tried to go 3 wide on that corner and Falcon thought it was okay to stick the nose of his car down the inside, but yeah, that's stupid driving from Falcon. That doesn't surprise me coming from him. But he's ruined his race. He's ruined Lewis's race. I don't know if Lewis has gotten damaged in the midfield there. Nah, he seems to have the entire wing intact. But just stupid driving from Falcon, so no surprise there.
Yeah, he had 26 laps to make that move, and he's decided to do it in the third corner. So yeah, it's totally not worked out. His race is ruined, and Lewis's race ruined as well. The championship leader, Jack Lacey, huge moment, Jamie, going through Beckett's, and that allowed Groningen to get onto his tail. Groningen forced to stamp on the brakes, and all of a sudden he's been attacked. Not only that, there's an attack going on behind as well. And here comes Bugatti, side by side with Groningen. He can't quite make it stick.
The Toro Rosso's hit him in the back.
Gallic bang wheels off the track was Norwick, big time into the wall. Norwick out of the Grand Prix.
Wow.
Oh wow, what an impact that was. And Norwick flashes off the circuit and into the wall between Vale and Stone Corner, Jimmy.
He hit the back of Bugatti's Renault, I saw, and he lost his wing, and then he made more contact than went flying in the wall. So basically his race was done before he DNF'd, and then he DNF'd, so that confirmed his race being finished. But yeah, that's not something you ever want to see.
No, not good at all. We've lost a few of the main contenders at the front early on, and that's not what we like to see.
No.
And out goes Norwick. That's a real shame. I think, did he damage his wing, Jamie, on the back of Bugatti?
Yeah,
first,
because Bugatti took a weird line, so he hit the back of Bugatti, and then I guess he was going side by side with somebody else that I may have missed, and then yeah, it just turned out even worse. He just went in the wall, and that was it.
Yeah, absolute disaster. So lap 2 at 26, we've seen enough action already. Maybe not the best of the action that we'd like to see in ILR1, but there you go, a few bumps, a few bruises, and it is VSR Brady out in the lead, Michael in second, 7/10 back, Jack Lacey now up into third, gone in fourth,
Sorry.
With Gallic all over Jimmy.
I was just watching Lewis with his hot head here trying to take on Falcon. Falcon does not have that speed through any of the corners. He's actually holding a lot of these cars up. Does he have front wing damage?
No, he doesn't. I'm talking rubbish. And here comes Lewis. I thought he did, but surprisingly, Falcon is all over the track. He's struggling so much. It's the cork in a champagne bottle. Look at them all coming up, and look at it's me. The ILR2 champion says, I want a piece of this, and nearly overtakes the championship leader. And now Lewis comes back at Falcon, and he's desperate, Jamie, isn't he?
Yeah.
To just send one up the inside in
His
disgust.
head's gone. His head's
You'll
gone.
be furious. You'll be absolutely furious.
I don't blame him
About
too.
it.
This stupid driving from
And here
Falcon.
comes, yeah, it really was not the brightest move from Falcon at all. And here comes Lewis through turn 1, through turn 2. Surely he's going to send one up the inside, lick the stamp, and send it. Through goes Lewis, passing Falcon, and he squeezes Falcon out.
Yeah,
and in the end, that allows it speed through. And Falcon, yes, he's just deserves there. And through goes that's me. And I think Falcon, did he damage the wing there? When
Something came flying off of somebody's car.
Yeah. I'm not sure who, and now Matt Tibos is lining up Falcon. Falcon's just been totally flustered, and up the inside goes Matt Tibos on Falcon, and he passes him too, does he?
Nah, he took an awkward line and he lost the rear end. It's going to put him under attack from his teammate though. Falcon, or Matt almost off the track. VSR Charles leaves the session. Where was he at? He was in 11th, so that's an unfortunate discussion for him. But wow.
And out he goes, and Jamie, I say this every week, there's always a battle that develops somewhere in ILR1, and it's just a total, absolutely free-for-all for everyone, and I think we've found it, and it's right down for 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Watching a battle here outside the points, what's all this about?
Yeah, no, we shouldn't be, because, look at this, but we shouldn't be, but we have to watch this, because it's brilliant stuff.
The two Salvers.
The two leaders, it's 3/10s, but who cares? Look at this,
contact, there's slight contact. Did he go up?
Contact between the two, fell on the inside of Falcon, and Falcon climbs on just about, that allows Tibos to come back through, and Matt Tibos takes one of his teammate again.
That's dangerous.
Falcon off the road.
Falcon off the road.
What is this? F3 or something? Unbelievable.
Phil must be fuming in that Sauber.
Yeah, unbelievable. Peter Sauber will be spitting cigars out of his
mouth.
Oh,
Matt ran me outside.
Ridiculous. Oh, and through he goes, does he? Still banging wheels.
Yeah.
Tries all these tyres haven't deflated, and I think he is through. Matt Tibos does take 13th place away, and now again Falcon is under threat once more from Phil Bardwell and Cliffy of all people. Here comes
the switch. Michael's Falcon. Taking Brady.
Oh, so he has. Goodness me, we're too busy watching all that action, and Michael Angelo has taken the lead away from VSR Brady, and the Greek god, a man who is one of the legends of ILR1, it has to be said, stamps his authority and says to Brady, you've only just joined, mate. There is absolutely no way you're coming in here and moving me off my throne, Jimmy.
Yeah, brilliantly done. As Falcon and Cliffy are Falcon's having a disaster. Cliffy's gone past now. I don't think Falcon has any wing damage, to be honest. I think his head's gone. Oh, Cliffy makes a horror show of the exit of Chapel, though. That's going to allow Falcon to come right back at him. Are they going to go side by side through Stowe?
Brilliant. He's way off, way wide there.
Way
Falcon,
wide, yeah. He must have
he's
some sort of
heading to
damage, or it's either damage to his head or damage to the wing. I'm not sure which one, but he just seems to be all over the place.
Jamie, clearly not a fan of Falcon at the moment. So there you go, Falcon struggling as Cliffy can now switch his attention to Phil Bardwell and Matt Tebos, who the two of them have just been battling like crazy. And Phil, picking up a penalty there is Phil Bardwell. We know what Phil Bardwell's like. I know what he's like from my time as his teammate. He just gets his elbow out and loves a race. Meanwhile, in the battle for 8th and 9th, Lickle Blocks and Bugatti are doing battle down the round.
Sorry, hold on here. The battle for first. I don't know what. You know, Michael's not getting that rear end. Brady's all over the back of him. You might have a shot at him here.
Yeah, so yeah, we can't keep an eye on this. We need a multi-screen, folks. ILR is a multi-screen. This is ridiculous. And here comes Brady onto the tail of Michael. Through Maggots and Beckett's, the top tier should surely hurt him through here. Doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it. He took it offline.
All over the back of him.
Oh my word. What a drive.
Michael is going to have to get defensive, and the Greek god is on the threat. He tries to squeeze Brady as much as he can, but the Irishman is going to pull alongside, and is he going to take the lead back again? Yes, he is. Through goes Brady, back into the lead of this brilliant British Grand Prix, Jimmy. What a race.
What a race this is.
Absolutely incredible. They are, despite that, still dropping Jack Lacey and Gordon in behind them, despite their battle. But they need to go further down the field.
Is that Lewis down the inside of CJ through Stowe, and he's made that stick as Lewis is starting his comeback drive. So that's going to be a hot battle for 8th place here. Jeez.
Yeah, well, but we need to go back to the front two again, because Michael ain't finished. Right onto the tail of Brady once again. There's very little gaps in the field. Most people
Brady makes a horse show of that corner though.
Under a second. So here we go. Right, as you say, Jimmy, Brady with a huge kick of oversteer coming out of there. DRS open for Michael. Closing and closing and closing. No way through. As the clouds begin to gather here at Silverstone, is there going to be any rain? We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Oh, whoa! The Renault's up on the track. Bugatti's damaged the wing. I don't know what happened there between him and Licklebuck. Sorry, I just cut back to see what had happened there. Lewis is out. Yeah. There was a huge moment. 3 of them came together. And so did It's Me. It's Me has no wing. 4 cars came together in that. Bugatti has no wing. What happened there?
I get no idea. And I don't think anybody has any
Licklebuck has no wing either. And CJ's well off the track, going around the outside. That was a 5-way crash?
Yeah, but we'll pick it up in a minute, Jamie, because out at the front there's another battle going on again. Michael on Brady. This is unbelievable. We'll try and pick up what happened in a few moments' time further down the field, but we cannot go to it at the moment because Michael is all over the back of Brady once again. This race is just mental. The mental is the only word for it. So lap 6 out of 26, out of the final corner. Michael onto the tail of Brady over the start finish line. He's almost pushing him into Abbey. And look at this. Michael, is he going to make a move? I wouldn't have thought so down here. It's going to have to be the Wellington Straight or then after. But Jamie, try and tell us what you think happened between all those cars.
I honestly don't know because I cut to it right as Bugatti went flying off the track. And like Licklebuck was like kind of like weaving a bit. I don't know if that there was like a wheel lock, but 4 cars got collected though, which is kind of incredible. It must have been a huge accident.
So that was Lewis, Falcon, Bugatti, It's Me, and who else?
This was Lickle, Falcon, It's Me, Bugatti. I don't know. There's somebody felt like is missing, but that's been ridiculous. Yeah, Lewis. Yeah, I saw Lewis facing the wrong way around in the tunnel or underneath the bridge.
Yeah. So 4 cars all in the wars going down the Wellington Straight. So yep, we did say in qualifying there would be some utter chaos going down that area of the racetrack. Maybe not like that, and that's what's happened. 4 cars pretty much out of it. We've lost Bugatti, we've lost Lewis as a result of it. It's Me's completely out of contention. Falcon's out of contention. Bulletproof's out of contention as well. I don't know what's happened to him. Charles is quite far down, so all those cars way out of contention. So it really is the top 12 yet. They're in a different race now entirely. As Michael is all over the back of Brady again going into turn 1, and he's pushing him through there again. No way through for Michael as we go through turn 2 and into turn 3. Can he have a look? Not quite, and Brady still holding on, but this is turning into a great battle.
I was just watching Lickleblocks and CJ go at it. These two. Well, it was a Vettel versus Verstappen basically through Stowe. As CJ was well off the track and came back on.
Sorry, Jamie, I need to come across because Michael is on the attack. He's going to try and sweep round the outside of Brady. Oh, there's damage.
Oh.
He damages the wing. He clips him, and there's slight damage to Michael's
I thought that would happen.
What kind of line was he trying there? I don't know what Michael
I
was
thought that
doing
would
there.
happen. That line he was trying. He was asking for because he'd run into the back of him, and that's inevitable. But sorry, what's happened here then? Matt and Loco block. Oh my God! What is this battle back here?
I know, it's mad. Everywhere we look, so that Michael has clipped the back of Brady, and that means that his chances of winning are done. But we need to keep an eye on this battle for 8th position. You've got Michael, Matt, Cliffy, CJ, and
oh, look how tires are gone!
And Matt Tibbles is going to come past him, is he? Matt Tibbles is through, and look at Cliffy side by side.
Oh my God! Look at blocks around the outside of Matt through Beckett's. How did he do that?
Did I just see that?
Wait, what?
Just see that? That was incredible for Michael Blocks. How did he hold on through there? I didn't realise that car would have any downforce.
Nah, Matt must have been asleep through that corner. Surely.
Oh, look at this. And now we've got Cliffy on the inside. Michael running way three-way through the edge of a still corner. And Cliffy takes 8th. Now Matt side by side with Cliffy. I cannot keep up with this. And Cliffy has 8th place. Matt down in 9th, CJ 10th, and Phil 11th with Lickle peeling to the pits with destroyed tyres, as you say, Phil.
Yeah.
Phil. As you say to Jamie. Oh, I don't know why I called you Phil.
Nah, CJ. Wow. I don't know. To you guys, I don't know what was going on there between that lot of cars, but it's been a very entertaining 9 laps. As Phil looks down the inside of CJ and spins it. Half spins. That's a silly move from Phil there. CJ was never going to give him the room. I mean, that's kind of his own fault.
He's the last man that's going to give you room. CJ and fellow
Matt trying to look around the outside of Cliffy.
Continues.
Through Luffield to Brooklyn. Or was that? This one's Luffield, right? This corner.
Yep, that's Luffield.
This is Luffield.
Brooklands then into Luffield.
Okay.
And Phil, we know, I said already, he likes to get his elbows out. On that occasion, one man you don't get your elbows out, a half chance is Frisky CJ, because he'll just shut the door and he'll say, mate. And Phil ended up just biting off more than he could chew, Jamie, isn't that fair to say?
That's about right.
And this race should hopefully die down a little bit for the sake of our throats, for goodness sake. But we need to go back to that from Lickle blocks on those destroyed tyres. He looked like he lost the place. It looked like Cliffy was going to come past him, and then no, Cliffy's not coming past me. I'm going to sweep right round the outside of, I think it was Matt, and take the position back again before coming into the pits at the end.
Before coming into the pits, that was insane.
And
I feel like Matt was sleeping halfway through the corner though. Falcon's put on the wets on accident.
Yeah, so Falcon, well, we know it's coming soon, the retirement from Falcon, I would think.
Yeah,
so,
we'll just wait for that to happen.
Not going well for him. So now, look at yellows in sector 2 and 3. Why have we got yellows in sector 2 and 3? We've got a car stopped and it's Lickle blocks. Where's that?
Oh, he's round.
Down. That's Maggots Beckett's, I think. Oh, and he's just
out.
And he's had enough. So
that's gone.
Lickle blocks out as well. So we've got so many cars, Jamie.
Not sure what Falcon's doing
casualty. And Lickle in trouble. Falcon just cruising out there on wets. Yeah, why is he out there on wet tires?
Why is he even out there?
What are you doing, mate?
I'm just waiting for the inevitable retirement. You know what? Mercedes is in such a good position, man. They're 1 and 2.
Yeah, they are. I just hope Falcon gets either retires or comes to his senses and changes them pretty soon, because that was not a clever idea at all.
He's not very known for making clever ideas.
What about Gordon N attacking Brady in that 8th and 9th position? I'm going to try and load up the pit stops. Who has been in?
Yeah, I need to load up the pit stops to see who was who's actually pitted. So the top 7 haven't pitted yet, but Jackson.
Yeah, well, Jack is in, ZR Mercedes in as well, and those guys were on super soft tyres, so we'll see how far these soft and medium runners can go. And I'm interested to know if there will be any rain this afternoon, because these soft and medium runners could bring themselves into play for the rainfalls on the pit stops, if there is any rain, of course. So we'll keep an eye on that one. But Brady now your net leader, Jamie, and Gordon in net second with Shimasi net third. Shimasi all of a sudden bringing himself into play, Jamie. Wow.
Even Catholic, these guys are having actually a really low-key good race. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they're just quietly going about the business, aren't they?
So let's take a look at where everyone is technically. So Let's see. So, hold on, let me watch the stops again. So, top 5 haven't stopped yet. So, technically, is Brady leading from Gunnan and Jack.
Yeah.
So, that's your top 3, followed by Shimasi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Michael's lost out big time there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's lost out
badly.
big time.
That has not worked out at all well for him. So, that is a disaster. I mean, he was out front, well, not out front, he was battling hard with Brady for the victory, but there's fine margins in ILR. We know how tight the field is, we keep saying it, and it's proven to lose him a full 3 places from where he was, or net 3 places. It might even be more than that, Jamie.
It might be more than
Calic
that.
comes in, but Calic out in the lead on those softs, running a brilliant race, Jamie, isn't he? Unlike his teammate, who's now DNF Falcon. We're down to 13 runners, but Calic.
Sorry, just looking at Phil down the inside of CJ here. Understeering. Oh, CJ hit him over the switchback. Oh, they're side by side. Phil's off the track a bit, but he comes back on. But that was brilliant. Dog Phil looking down the inside of CJ. That's a bit rash. That's a bit rash. CJ, I think CJ held on very well there. But Phil's going to go around the outside of CJ. I don't know about that move, to be honest. That was a bit naughty from Phil.
This is a clash of driver personalities and driver skills,
Yeah.
Jamie. Like, Phil does not like any sort of aggressive move on him, and if he gets an aggressive move on him, he'll do one back. I think he was a bit annoyed at the swipe that CJ gave him there, as Phil went wide and he got a swipe from CJ, and that's why Phil came back into Vale. I don't know, it wasn't an intentional swipe or anything, but yeah, Phil was coming back at Vale was just silly. It was never on.
It was never on.
And he banged into the side of CJ, and I think there'll be some beef between those two in the chat after the Grand Prix.
Oh yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on that one. But CJ on those medium tyres, Jamie.
Look who's behind him.
He doesn't really need to get involved with Phil. He just needs to keep driving his own race and pick him off later on when he's on fresher tyres.
Hold on, look at this though. It's Brady versus Gunnan for the lead, surely, because they're just getting backed up behind CJ. Yeah.
It is. They're all getting backed up behind CJ and Phil, and that might allow Jack to get back involved. Probably not. I wouldn't think so. Gone and then.
Oh my God! Brady ran the outside of CJ at Chapel.
He's done it.
He's done it.
And that is the difference in tyre grip. And now Gordon then realises he needs to do it as well to keep with Brady. And can he get himself alongside CJ? CJ usually such a tough customer to overtake, but on those tyres, he has no chance. Through goes Gordon then, and now Brady attacks Phil. Phil pits, and that now unleashes these two to battle out for the victory. It's now Brady versus Gordon and Jamie. Wow.
Wow. That's incredible stuff. But yeah, that's allowed some sort of battle for first to happen here. I wonder if Gunnan has the pace to take it to Brady though. That's going to be interesting to see. And Calic hasn't stopped yet, so he must be doing soft to super soft.
Calic's going to bring himself right into play, Jamie, later on, isn't he?
If he's rapid on those super softs, yeah.
Yeah, he is, because he's what? 20 seconds. Only 20 seconds.
He's about 20, yeah.
Sorry, 20 seconds ahead of Brady and Gunnan. And obviously, I know it's the longest pit lane and the longest pit lane, well, one of the longest on the calendar, but surely when he comes out of the pits on those fresh tyres, he's going to be going like an absolute steam train, Jamie, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be on a mad one. Also got to look at the penalties later too.
On Calic, I wonder how far he'll go. Will he go into the mediums, Jamie, or do you think he's going to go long and go into those super softs and take the pain now?
If he does 2 more laps, even like 1 more, he can go on the super softs really. 2 more, he can go on the super softs.
Okay, well, we'll just wait and see. Will Calic stick with the pain for now? Probably will. He's gone this long on the softs. So super softs, you would feel for Calic very soon. Brady is catching him, Jamie, but he's not catching him hand over fist. 19.3, down about 4/10 on that lap overall so far. So it's not as if he's reeling a second here and a second there on him. So Calic driving a mature, calculated race. I think that's the best way to describe it. And if Cliffy stays out, which I don't think he will, but if he does, Brady and Gunnan will have to negotiate him as well. But I would imagine Cliffy will be in the same time as Calic.
Yeah, 5 seconds is a bit too much to catch on the same type of tire. Even though Cliffy's is worn, that's still a lot of time to find. You know, Gurnan's looking rapid though, I'll tell you that much. As I think Jack and Frisky CJ are going to go in the battle too, because Jack has fresher tires.
Yeah, that's true. Jack should clear him quite quickly, and if he can clear him quickly and Gunnan and Brady start battling, that could bring him into play, and that will also please Callum all the while as well. Sorry, not Callum, Calic. Help please him all the while as well if these two start battling. We don't know where he's going to rejoin Calic. I mean, how long would you say it is in the pits, Jamie? Where do you think he'll rejoin?
Well, let's find out. So he's going to come out.
We can find that out.
What? His pit now rejoin position is in first. Nah, that's wrong.
sure.
I can't remember how long the delta is here. Like Jack has done CJ.
Jack's through. Yep, there you go.
And
so
CJ's
Jack,
tires are way gone. But I think I can't remember if it's the actual pit lane is 26 seconds, but the entire process I think is like 35 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, and of course you cut the final corner as well, don't you? That's
yeah.
the other thing. So here comes Gordon N onto the back of Brady. Is he going to be any closer for a move? I'm going to be interested again to have another look at that gap between Brady and Calic as Gordon N has a look up the inside again. And
he's trying to put his line off.
Into club, no way through. And he remains in there. And Brady 18.5 seconds behind Calic, closing Jimmy, but not hand over fist. And Calic taking the pain at the moment, but it's not a bruising pain, is it? It's not as if it's a disaster at the moment for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not.
Doing well.
In my opinion, Gordon tries to look down the inside of Brady here. He's trying to throw his line off. Oh, that's good here.
That's brilliant.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
From Gordon N.
Wow.
Wow, the Finnish driver pulls off a stunning move when Brady just simply didn't expect it. The Irishman has been done with a brilliant move by Gordon N, and the VSR boys will be crying their eyes out. Unbelievable from Gordon N. A look up the inside to turn into the initial part of the loop section, and then into the loop itself. Through he went. I think he just got a kick of traction, Jamie. Pulled right from behind him. Down the inside he went. Argy-bargy maybe, but through he went. And Gordon N, could he go on and win this race, Jamie? Incredible.
Here's the thing. I don't think Brady expected 2 dive bombs in 2 corners. I think that's what threw him off. And that was brilliant. It wasn't obnoxious. It was just brilliantly done by Gordon N. And, wow, Jack is even starting to catch his teammate, too. That gap is going from 3.6 to 2.8. Calic's in. So what are the boys thinking? Supersofts, definitely. He's going to come out behind CJ and the boys, I think. Oh yeah, for sure. Probably behind Michael too. CJ and Michael about to do dance here for P6.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that in a moment. But here comes Calic into the pits and
CJ needs to pit though.
The GX, and through goes Calic onto a set of the super soft tyres. CJ will be in pretty soon. You're right. So through goes Gordon N, through goes Brady into first and second. Here comes Calic. Jack now goes past him. What about CJ and Michael? Are they going to go through? Yes, they are. CJ and Michael go through. Calic rejoining.
He's behind
Shimasi as well. So out comes Calic. He's going to have to do some business quite quickly. He's going to have to do some fireworks, Jamie, to go on and win this race from here.
Yeah, because what actually is the gap? It's he's 10.4. Yeah.
It's a second a lap, Jamie, isn't it?
Yeah.
It might be possible, but I doubt it. So here comes Michael on the inside of frisky CJ, and through he goes. Not even worth getting excited about, far too easy on those tyres, and Michael now up into 4. And it's a case of what might have been for Michael this afternoon, Jamie, isn't it? That silly line that he took. It was just stupid, wasn't it?
It wasn't
wise. He always
wise.
tried to be too clever. He tried to come back on the inside at Brooklands. I mean, there was no advantage of that. He wasn't going to make a move into Luffield by doing that, was he?
No, not at all. Nah, the line he took too is that it's such an awkward corner. Remember how we said earlier, it's not a heavy braking zone. So like I said, overtakes on that straight won't be as easy because of the nature of that corner. He tried to be a bit smart, and that really ruined his race. Shimasi's going to start working on CJ here. I think CJ's in this lap. It's silly if he doesn't pit now.
CJ should be in very soon indeed for a set of those super soft tyres. And what I've seen so far from this race, Jamie, suggests to me that the mediums are pointless. Absolutely pointless.
Yeah, I mean, look at Calic here too. I mean...
Yeah, we've seen... If you compare what Calic's done to what Frisky CJ's done, the softs work just as well, don't they? The softs work just as well, and it's a clearly quicker choice, and that is why we've only seen Frisky CJ attempting the medium tyre earlier on in the Grand Prix.
Calic down the inside of Shimasi. Shimasi holds around the outside. Calic still to the outside. Don't damage your wing, son. Gonna get a good run surely through here.
But it's not working for him. 10.5 seconds. Calic still off the lead, Jamie, and he needs to clear Shimasi now and start making some inroads. It doesn't look like it's happening for Calic. It has to happen now. And is he a contender for driver of the day, Jamie? I would think so. But there's quite a few out there that should be contended.
Let's take a look at the position changes.
Ends up 7th from 8th position. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Calic up 6 so far. He's going to be up even more when he passes Shimasi. Gone and that's an incredible job from him. Jack Lacey up 3 as well. Clippy's up 10, but that's mostly down to attrition, I would think, due to the number of cars out.
Yeah.
But certainly Calic and Gone and especially going in for that brilliant move in the loop section. I mean, how often do you see a move there? Barely ever.
Barely ever.
A brilliant move from him. So, yeah, I know I've got time left in this Grand Prix, folks, and Callett can still make some moves, and Gornan could still lose his lead, but we want to hear from you guys watching in the chat. Tell us who you think is your driver of the day as the race comes towards its conclusion. It's lap 18 out of 26. It's Gornan in the lead. He's dropped Brady after that brilliant sucker punch move in the loop section a few laps ago. Brady second, Jack Lacey dropping off them now in third position. Michael, his race has just petered out, Jamie, hasn't it? It's dropped away from him. And fourth is Callett. Has a look at Shimasi on the inside, and Shimasi still holding off. Callett does it, going in, and is he going to make it stick? On the exit of the corner, he shoot up the traction on those tyres, and he's going to come alongside Shimasi now, down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands. Can he complete the move on the brakes going into Brooklands? He can! Yep. Beautiful stuff from Callett, Jamie. I really enjoyed that one.
Beautifully
Set
done.
that up, a few corners back, and through he went, and Callett up into the top 5, Jamie. Can he get Michael now? What do you think?
3.9, I guess, you know, it was closer than that before, but it's just gonna, I don't know, maybe. It's him versus Michael here. It's 4 seconds behind, and I know Jack is catching VSR Brady too. That gap is winding down. So we've got a couple of good battles that's gonna kick off here. Because I know Cliffy got past Matt. I did watch that battle for a bit, but Cliffy did get up himself in the 8th.
Yeah, so Cliffy up to 8th position now, but it doesn't look like it's going to go any better for him as Matt Tibos is trying to get back at him, but on those mediums I don't think he will. But Shimasi dropping off of Callett now, and Callett will begin his quest to try and catch Michael. So what do we think then? Is it all about Callett catching Michael and Jack catching Brady? Is that the two battles at the moment?
That's really the two battles that we're going to have on track. Because Cliffy's too far behind ZR Mercedes. I don't think ZR Mercedes will... What's up?
Oh, carry on. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, maybe ZR Mercedes might catch Shimasi. I don't know. 3.2 is kind of a lot to ask for as well.
It is. We'll keep an eye on that. Maybe you can do that. But Gornan and Jamie, I quite word on him. This is a superb job, isn't it? Mature drive from Gornan, and it looks like Jamie is going to pick up you have to say, a surprise victory from 8th in the grid.
Oh, yeah, from 8th in the grid. Yeah, I did not expect that. I mean, I guess it's due to the attrition too, but that's a solid drive. Not to take anything away from him.
Yeah, superb job. I'm going to have a quick look, Jamie. Of course, you're the streamer, so I'll have a quick look at penalties. Phil picked up 3. Jack Lacey picked up 3. Falcon obviously. Yeah. Falcon, he's out of the race now. Matt Tibos 3. Callett's actually got a 3-second penalty as well to his name, Jamie, so that isn't going to help him.
That's not going to help him, no.
Cliffy's got 3 seconds to his name. ZR Mercedes has got 3. So yeah, the guys out front, Gornan and VSR Brady looking safe in first and second because of that penalty that Jack Lacey has, and of course Callett, despite being on a charge on those super softs, he's also got a penalty, so it's not going to be looking too good for either of those two. It's going to be more of a question about what else can happen in the race, because unfortunately the two guys making a charge, Callett and Jack, both have penalties to carry, as Callett now proves that he's on a charge with a 1:29.4, a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So far, Jimmy, I mean, I would probably swing towards Gornan for driver of the day. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100% Gornan driver of the day. They just
and
from 8th place to win.
Watching, has also said that.
So I'm just watching this battle here. It looks like Michael's really starting to catch in Jack, and Jack's about to catch in Brady, and Callett is catching in Michael. So let's hope all these two can meet on track for one last time.
Yeah, we had a 4-car battle. We had so many of them earlier on the Grand Prix. We didn't know where to look. Did we look at the front? Did we look at the middle? Did we look at the back? So when this race is over, if you've just joined us, be sure to watch that, because it was utter bedlam in the early laps of this Grand Prix, as we keep an eye on VSR Brady going up through the gears, and now through Maggots and Beckett's, and then through the second part, and then on to Chapel. He's got Jack Lacey, his teammate, hunting him down and becoming a much bigger blob on his mirrors behind him. And while that's happening, he's got Michael and Callett on the charge as well. Will any of them get into position to make a move? But out in front, Gornan in control. My driver of the day, Jamie's driver of the day, a few guys in the group chat, driver of the day as well. And Lewis has said that Falcon is Mong of the day. And in the chat, Jamie.
Can't disagree with that one, to be honest.
Lewis Lewis handing out a bit of a beating to Falcon, and the Falcon's taken a bit of abuse in this race so far, hasn't he? Poor Falcon.
Like,
Poor Falcon.
maybe harder on him, but he's just not very smart when it comes to racing. Some of the, like, he's a very quick driver, but the mistakes he makes are ridiculous. Like, that's not a move you start, you do at the very start of the race.
Yeah, it's not worked out for him. It's not worked out for him at all, and in the end, it hurt championship leader Lewis as well. And you can't help but feel, Jamie, there'll be a heavy slap on the wrist and a big fat penalty handed to him as well for that one, Jamie. Do you agree with that?
You'd expect it. But I mean, at least Michael's not winning here, so that's not going to be as big of a blow for Lewis.
Yeah,
but that Mercedes
the championship right back into play, though.
Yeah, big time.
And Cliffy as well, who was third in the championship, not really giving the proper dent that he needed to make on this championship this weekend, Jamie, and he failed to do it last week as well in Austria. So the chances that people are getting, because Lewis wasn't here last week for Austria, I don't think, and that allowed people a chance to try and really close the gap. Michael took advantage of it, but at the time Michael wasn't really right in the championship fight, was he, Jamie?
No, he wasn't.
He is now.
No, now suddenly he is.
He is now.
Well, those Mercedes have gotten really close.
Yeah, they have, and Michael is gaining too. And your assumption, Jamie, that those three would all come together, perhaps four if Callett can get a move on. I don't think so; he's too far back. But certainly those three.
With battling, will surely happen. Because people, with the laps winding down, people are going to get super aggressive.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it. There's not long left, and you have to defend your position so hard in the closing laps because you don't get many chances to respond when you're running out of laps. So is Brady running out of grip? Is he running out of tyre? I've got to say, Jamie, Brady, race pace wise today, has not matched his qualifying pace, has he? I mean,
no, not at all.
A lot of the time being attacked by other cars, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning of the race too. I felt like Lewis had won it. I just feel like Lewis had better race pace, but as he's sitting here too, his tires are older than Jack, so it's only just going to become worse and worse for him at this stage. And now they're in the bottleneck, Callett is going to start catching up too. Because overtaking on this track is not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, those shallow braking zones and the lack of braking zones. I mean, I've seen a few people saying things like, you know, it's like an oval track because there's no actual braking zones.
There's no actual heavy brake. Yeah, there's like two, and that's
was saying that earlier on, and yes, it's true because there's so few braking zones. There's Brady now under real threat from Jack Lacey. What's Brady like for fuel? He's in lean mix, Jamie, at the moment, flicking it up into standard. And he's running on the borderline for fuel. Jack has got plenty to burn, over a lap to burn, as has Michael. So Brady, a sitting duck. Does he know that his teammate has a penalty though? So he might know that, and maybe the wisest thing to do would be Jack to try and back Michael up to give Brady that double podium. But I can't see it, Jamie. I think it's all for themselves, isn't it?
I think, yeah. 100%. Unless Callett has made a mistake. Either he's made a mistake or his tires are gone, but...
Yeah. Callett's tyres are gone, aren't they? I mean, we've seen earlier on how Lickleblock's tyres fell away in spectacular fashion. Still didn't stop him making a stupid, well, I say stupid, ridiculous
move. Oh!
Round the outside as Jack gets really close and eyes him up for a move as they all flash through our screens through Brooklyn's corner. Is there going to be a move in the closing laps? Brady getting very defensive now. He's having to switch his lines, and Jack nearly ran into the back of him there.
Yeah,
got right onto the tail of him. All closing up, Jamie. So there is going to be a battle. Gone in, has disappeared off into the distance though. Started 8th. He's going to win it. Superb drive from him with only a few laps to go. And gone in, of course, for a brilliant performance. It's not been his season so far. A scrappy season for Gonanen. Can he build on this victory here today? Should he go on to win, which I think he will. But it's all about this battle for second, third and fourth. The two Mercedes and Michael Angelo. DRS open for Michael down the straight. DRS open for Jack Lacey down the straight. And Jack attacking Brady going down into Stowe corner. No way through, and Michael just waiting in the wings for any Mercedes drama. And Brady's really wide. He's having to get really defensive. Jack on the outside of Brady. Can't make it stick. That allows Michael to try and get himself involved. Brady still fending him off. Michael tries to get alongside. Jack Lacey in the final corner. Can't quite do that. And has to settle in behind him. And Callett's
right there.
Can't feel. It's too little too late though, surely.
Took about 1.1 out that lap. 1.4 now.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe in the very last lap. You never know if they keep this up.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Every possibility it will be a final lap tussle as Brady continues to hold on. Jack all out of shape there, going through the loop section, and that has left Brady with a little bit of breathing space. And Jack forced to focus on Michael behind, and Michael again swarming all over the back of Jack. He knows that Lewis out of this Grand Prix presents a real opportunity to try and haul that gap in. Out of Luffield they go, through Woodcote, down towards Copse Corner. Michael homing in again on the back of Jack Lacey as they go through Copse. Flat out, here we go, listen to that. Absolutely foot to the floor for Michelangelo, and he's closing and closing and closing once again through Maggots and Beckett's. Can he set a move up? The good news for Mercedes is Jack Lacey isn't under threat from Michael because he's got DRS. But Brady is all over the place at the moment, and Jack is having another look, and if he places his car in the wrong position, that will allow Michael through. Round the outside he goes. That will present a chance for Michael, surely. He's going to get himself side by side with Jack, is he? Not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite. And it remains the same, Jamie. How do you see it panning out?
I really don't want to see a crash, but I can definitely see one happening soon. Just the way my anxiety was going off on that straight. It looked like, it was almost like Brady was getting derated in the straight or something. He just backed off so quickly, and then he was still on the inside, but I don't know. I just don't want to see a crash. As they get really close, and that's going to allow Calic. Oh, Michael trying to look down the inside. He needs to be careful though, because Calic is right behind him.
Calic is now there, Jamie. You were absolutely right. You called that to perfection. And here comes Michael on Jack. But Brady really struggling in a straight line. He's running in lean down these straights, by the way. He is running on the limit of his fuel. Gone in, doesn't know what all the fuss is all about. He's cruising out in front. The Finnish driver is going to go home and take some beer and have a little drink like all Finns do, with 25 points in the bag. But it's all about Brady versus Jack versus Michael, now versus a resurgent Calic who's right there too. But Brady is really struggling at the moment for fuel, for straight line speed, and Jack is pushing no straight line speed. Corners.
It's like Brady's like doing lift and coast or something at the very end of the straight, because he loses so much speed in like the final 200 meters. It's like he's getting derated or something. I don't know if it's lag or what, but he seems to be really backing on and off the corner.
This is it now on the inside, and again Brady covers it off. It's getting really tense, and he's wide, and this is the chance. Is it? There's a slight bit of lag, it's hard to tell, but there you go. Brady holds on again, and this 4-car scrap per second is really getting exciting now. This is brilliant stuff. You've got the softs on Brady, you've got the softs on Jack, you've got the softs on Michael, and you've got Calic on the supers in the background, all fighting for the final point.
Oh no!
Off the road goes Jack, and oh no, through the gravel trap, off he goes, and he will drop right down out of the podium contention, and maybe even behind Chimasi. Yes, he does drop behind Chimasi, and maybe even Sarah Mercedes too. Yeah.
It's the, I don't know if it was lag or what, but he got underneath Brady's car going to that corner. I knew something like that was going to happen the way it was panning out.
It's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate to see it.
Now is promoted up into 4th place, and he might yet get even better than that if Michael and Brady continue this battle. We'll have to go to John and in a few moments, but we'll keep an eye on Michael. Is he going to make a move into Copse? You can't really, it's flat out, so you're not going to outbreak someone through there.
No.
And here we go, down towards Maggots and Beckett's. Is Michael lining one up? Calic just sitting, waiting, praying for any action between the two of them to try and get himself onto the podium, tasting champagne and ILR1 for the very first time. Here comes Michael onto the tail of Brady. Is he going to make a move right now down the straight? Brady's been defending for his life all race long. Brady has switched it up into Rich for this moment, and he looks like he's defended well and held on to that place. They have to go to Gordon N though, as these two continue their battle. Gordon N round the final corner. He has won this British Grand Prix.
Oh, Michael's done it.
Meanwhile, Michael has done it. He's head of Brady. Calic's in as well. And whoa, it's massive versus Hamilton over the line between those two. And Brady just edges out Calic for 3rd. Calic is 4th. And Chimasi is 5th. Wow, Jamie. Michael got it in the end and takes 18 points out of Lewis in the championship. So that's a big help to him, isn't it?
That's a huge help. Now Lewis must be fuming. Oh dear.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate for Calic.
Going down to Falcon's garage and having a word with him after this Grand Prix. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. Exciting action, sometimes clean, sometimes not so. But it's Gordon N who wins this British Grand Prix from 8th in the grid. A superb performance for him. A bit of a bolt from the blue, Jamie, it has to be said. Michael 2nd, VSR Brady in 3rd, showing some promise, but not quite the race today to win. Calic was 4th with another expert display. He's certainly a contender for driver of the day if you're not giving it to Gordon N. I am giving it to Gordon N, but if there's someone else out there Calic deserves a shout. Even Shimasi, Jamie, 5th position, that's solid from Shimasi, isn't it?
That's a really solid drive from Shimasi. I mean, you know, people benefiting from that Jack disaster, but that's a good drive from him. It's good to see him back up there again, but that's just really unfortunate for what happened to Jack. He didn't deserve that.
Yeah, Shimasi always has ran well at Silverstone. It's a track he enjoys, and yeah, good performance for him. 10 World Championship points, that will please him and give him some extra motivational boost as the season goes on. But there they are on the podium. It's great to see Gunnan up there in the top step. Such a mature driver, stayed out of trouble, calculated risks, made that brilliant move into the loop section, Jimmy, didn't he, to take the lead from Brady and never look back.
Never look back. That was brilliant done. He took his time too. It was very calm and calculated and got the move done, and deserves it. Driver of the day for me.
Yeah, Gunnan, my driver of the day. He wins the British Grand Prix. He'll be drinking that champagne on the flight home, as all Finns do. It's a great performance around Michelangelo with that late rally to get second away from Brady in the final corner in what was a frantic finish. Calic saw the line in 4th for that penalty, made sure of it, even if he tried to get past Brady. So a good performance from him as well, from 12th in the grid to get 4th there. So possibly second in the driver of the day line up there. Zerama Series in the end gets 5th according to this. I don't know what's happened to Shimasi. That's a strange one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know where he's gone entirely on the standings.
Yeah, so we'll have to get that one confirmed. But yeah, there is the full order of the Grand Prix. It's gone in with that expert drive, Jamie, to take the victory. I'm pleased for him. I really am. I really am. It's good to see Gordon N on top. So it's good to get some variety as well. If it's not Lewis or Michael, it's good to see Gordon N getting himself in there. And yeah, hopefully he can build on that and really kick on as the season progresses, Jamie.
Yeah, hopefully so. Also, to look at is Michael's 5-second stop go wasn't added to his race times. That's gonna be interesting to see. All I know is that him and a couple others got it for overtaking 2 cars in the yellows. I think that was Falcon and Lewis when they had that crash at turn 2. So a couple of drivers got 5-second stop goes. So we'll see how that all pans out. Yeah,
there's a good chance those penalties might not be applied if it was in those yellow flags, or they might get applied. We'll have to wait and see. It's all going to have to be sorted out later on. But there's one thing for sure: Gunnan did not put a foot wrong, and he will have won this race. There's going to be no debate about that one. So there you go, British Grand Prix round 8 of the championship, round 9, sorry, has gone the way of Gunnan, and Michael, he might have second, he might not. We'll see what the penalties do. But right back in the championship, Jamie, and only a few points behind him.
Only a
Lewis
few
versus
points,
Michael, looking like the battle this season, isn't it?
Yeah, that's looking like the battle. So hopefully next time out in Hungary we'll see some more of it. Some more battling. Need this championship to kick off.
Yeah, we sure do. Well, that's it from myself and from Jamie. We've got ILR2 coming up very soon indeed, around 7 o'clock. I'm not sure what the time is right now, but we do have that coming up very shortly, so be sure to tune into that one. Should be another cracking race, and if that's anything to go by what we've had here in Silverstone, it will be another cracker. So that's all from myself and from Jamie. We're off to Hungary very soon for the next Grand Prix of the season. Not always a classic Hungary, but in ILR1, you never know. Good night.
Hey, good night.